It's day 2 in Rosario in Argentina, and in the last video I went down the waterfront, showed you the flag museum, the monument, all that lot. Today I thought I'd come in the city a bit more, and I'm here at Independence Park, which so far is beautiful. Now I've just been dropped off down there by an Uber, very cheap, and I was going to walk, but it's about 45 minutes from the hostel. So this covers about 146 hectares, which sounds a lot. I've looked at a map, it's quite big, and it is the biggest park in the city. So all I'm going to do is have a walk around, see what's around here. I was recommended this place by the hostel itself, and because it is my last day, because I leave tonight on an overnight bus, so I'm out and about to see as much as I can. Look at the size of that lake. Right, I think this might be the entrance. So I don't know if the park is just that. There's green areas over there. There's a load of green areas over there. So this morning I woke up really early and went for a 5-kilometer run along the Rambla, the waterfront. Really amazing. It was so quiet. There was a few people out at 7 o'clock early, and then for some reason I decided to go to a dentist because I couldn't find one in Buenos Aires, but unfortunately it was appointment only, so I'm gonna try and get a dentist in the next place. I just want to check up, it's nothing serious. It's only because I know that it's cheap around here in this country, cheaper than UK. I can imagine in the summer months they'd all be out, but today is a little bit cooler. It's 21 degrees. I can feel it's cooler. I have still got my shorts and t-shirt on. I am not giving them up, but I know that as I go more south towards Patagonia, it's going to get even colder. Now in my backpack all I have is t-shirts and shorts. I have got one pair of jeans and one hoodie. So once I get further south, then it might be a case of buying new stuff to keep myself warm. Right, there's a bridge. Let's cross it. I was just about to climb the bridge, but I saw a statue, and it's a big one, so I thought I'd have a quick look. And it's a memorial to Newell Belgrano, the guy who designed Argentinian flag and then raised it. That's some size. I wonder if that's why all the flags are around it. You can't get too close. So not only did he design flags, but he rode horses as well. Look at that. So yeah, on the map it looks quite big, the park, but it is divided by roads through it. So I imagine when they first opened this, then it would have been all one. And the park was actually created around 1900 to 1910 when Rosario was getting bigger with trade and immigrants, and they decided they needed a park, and they wanted to create one in the style of a European park. Right, I'm going back towards the lake now, aren't I? Lovely fountain, but in front of me there looks like a bit of a protest going on with a lot of geese honking and not moving. I wonder how upset they'll be when I start going through their protest. I mean, geese can get quite vicious. I know, you tell them. No. Sorry, were you asleep? Wow. Oh, he didn't look too happy. Well, they've gone back to protesting. So I've just been told by one of the locals that all the swans live on the island. That young lady that's in front of me. Now I got asked why I don't film myself talking to the locals, and you would be very bored at watching her type on Google Translate and me trying to understand what it means. But we managed. When she asked me where I was going, I went Patagonia. So I've got Google Translate. I've got lots of contacts for accommodation in Patagonia. Where are you going? I don't know yet. And I'll be staying in hostels. And she went, oh, hostels, cheap. But it was all through. That's why I don't film it, because it would take about 20 minutes of just having a short conversation. So yeah, so all the swans, according to that young lady, they all live on this island, and they have their council houses and everything there. Right, let's find stuff that's crazy interesting. On the edge of the park is this stadium, and it's for the Newell Old Boys, which is one of the biggest Argentinian football teams. Now, Newell Old Boys have been playing here since 1911, and the stadium has just got bigger from a couple of stands to a 48,000 seater, what it is now. And that stand over there is the Maradona stand, famous for his hand of God. And I think I'm going to try and find the entrance, which could be either that way or that way. Let's go this way. And this is the front. Newell's Old Boys knob. And there's an open gate. So the stand that's in front of me is the Lionel Messi stand, named after the famous footballer, on his 38th birthday, because he was a big supporter of this club when he was a boy. Wow. It's a sports shop. Yeah, I don't think these stairs take it anywhere. I'm going to climb anyway. Yeah, not a lot up here. I'll be honest, I don't know much about Argentinian football, so I don't know how big Newell's Old Boys are. But I've moved across from the stadium and I'm now in another part of the park. And this is the Rose Garden. And it's just got lots of roses. And this is more peaceful. A fountain in the middle. So when you look at the map, all this is as one area. Didn't tell you much about the roads in between, so but this is a bit bigger than where all the geese were doing their protest. Oh, a nice little photograph of when the fountain was opened. In the last video I mentioned that Che Guevara was born in Rosario, the famous revolutionary, and there's a little sign here that says as a child he was brought here to the Rose Garden, and there he is, look at him in his mother's arms. So even though Che Guevara was born here and only lived here till he was about 1 or 2 years old, they still have various spots around the city dedicated to him. Even the Rose Garden. But I've just seen this. Stairs that lead up to something. From the top of the stairs you get a nice view of the park itself. You can see there's nobody here. Very quiet. But this statue, it's locked behind a door. And there's nothing I can find out about it, but it's of a woman standing on the severed head of what looks like a man. Yeah, she's not very nice. Right, I'm now going to go to somewhere a bit different. So, it's that way. But before I go there, I thought I'd get some food. Now you get all of these little stands all over the place. So I'm going to go for a pancho 5000, which is about £2.50. It's basically a hot dog with crunchy bits. Is my pancho, a bit of street food. It is massive. Just cut it in half of this. I mean, it is more bread than anything else. Yeah, that'll fill me up. Just perfect in the sunshine. What more do I want? I fill me right up, and I've left the Independence Park and I've come here, a new place, and this is the Dissidents Cemetery, where a lot of the British immigrants are buried here because they weren't Catholic. So back in the 19th century, in many Catholic countries, non-Catholics weren't allowed to be buried in the main cemeteries, so separate ones had to be created. Now, this may be open till 5:30. There's a little arrow pointing to a bell. Oh, you're just walking. Hello. Oh, someone's coming out. Hello. Is it okay for me to walk around?
No, it's only for families.
Only for families?
Yes.
Oh no. Because I'm from Britain,
Yes.
and I heard.
We have guide visit,
Yeah.
but it's not allowed. Only family.
Only family. So obviously, as you heard, families only. But the reason I wanted to come here was Isaac Newell, the founder of Newell's old boys football team, is buried here. I mean, family only? Is any of them alive? Right, she was watching me like a hawk, and I just said, thank you very much, I'm leaving. And she went, let me give you a gift. Did she know it was my birthday this week? Oh.
Sorry if we can.
No problem.
This is all the.
So she gave me a load of books. Oh, bless her. I mean, they're all in Spanish, but she was a famous teacher. That's buried in there. You've got the Claudio Newell, who's the son of Isaac, and then in here, all the famous people. But there's Isaac. Oh, I should have said I was his great grandson. How could they prove not? So they're handy to have when I'm on a bus, like tonight. But it's a shame I can't get in. But yeah, non-Catholics buried separately from everybody else. And it looks like it's really well maintained. So that's it. I've been out for about 3 hours. It's been a nice little meandering walk through Independence Park. Nice visit to the cemetery. But tonight I'm leaving. I've got an overnight bus, still to book it, in a city that I can't remember I'm going to, but you'll find out in the next video. He scared the living daylights out of me. Now that we've covered, if you've enjoyed this little meander around the Independence Park, it's been nice, then all you gotta do is press that like button. If you want to see where I am going, and who knows where it'll be, then subscribe. But until the next time, I'm off to read these books. Bye bye for now.